it out at a controversial new documentary. It's called Leaving Neverland, and it details the alleged sexual abuse of 2 boys by the singer.
In a moment, we'll speak to Jermaine Jackson, Michael's brother, about the allegations. But first, here's Shibana.
He was a global phenomenon, dubbed the King of Pop, with a legion of adoring fans. But a new documentary about Michael Jackson's life behind closed doors has caused a worldwide storm. Critics who watched Leaving Neverland at the Sundance Festival last week described feeling sick to the stomach and shell-shocked after finding the film absolutely devastating. Lasting 4 hours, the documentary is said to be so sexually explicit that mental health professionals were present during the interval. It focuses on the accounts of 2 men. Wade Robson claims he was sexually abused from the age of 7 at Jackson's Neverland Ranch. James Safechuck was 10 when he began an intense friendship with the star and claims the singer staged a mock wedding complete with vows and a ring. While he was alive, Michael Jackson faced at least 2 other allegations of sexual abuse, but maintained his innocence and was cleared of any charges in a 2005 trial. The Jackson family have condemned Leaving Neverland as a public lynching and an outrageous attempt to exploit and cash in on the singer's legacy.
Well, Michael Jackson's brother, Jermaine, joins us now. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Of course, these allegations familiar to you when Michael was alive, and now this new documentary revives them after his death. Have you seen the documentary? Do you know the details of the allegations? And what is your response to them?
Let me start by saying this. Wade was in Michael's defense in a case in 2005 where he was asked to take the stand, and he was asked the question by Tom Mesereau: did Mr. Jackson ever molest you? Wade absolutely said no, absolutely not. And I can tell you, had he did, I would not be here, because he was in Michael's defense. Then Mr. Mesereau asked, has Mr. Jackson ever touched you sexually? And he said, no, I wouldn't stand for it. And what has happened here is Joey contacted my ghostwriter to sit down with him to champion Michael's innocence and cementing Wade's testimony that was under oath. So what has happened that people don't know is Wade changed his story that he maintained before and after Michael's death. He tried to go out and shop a book deal. No publisher would touch it. He even sued the estate for $1.5 billion. It was tossed out of court. So the only thing left for him to do was sit down in front. No, he wanted to go out for the head choreography part for Cirque du Soleil. He was turned down from that. So what was left for him to do is to do a documentary. So he gets in front of a camera with a bunch of people and spews out all these nonsense statements. And that's when everything changed, when he was turned down the choreography part.
Jermaine, there's no question. Jermaine, there's no question. Jermaine, if I may jump in, there's no question that what you say is true, that this guy gave evidence under oath and said the complete opposite to what he's saying now. People do that sometimes, particularly if they're victims. Part of the problem, I think, that you may have as a family with Michael, and I say this respectfully to you because I've always interviewed you many times and we've always got on well. Part of the problem people have with this, if they're on the outside, is that Michael settled multi-million-dollar lawsuits with boys who'd been in Neverland, shared a bed with him. Other people find it very strange that a man in his late 30s, well, let me finish, that a man in his late 30s, early 40s would share a bed at Neverland with young boys. So
Pierce,
do you understand why people look at it and go...
Wait. Pierce, let me interject. Those were slumber parties, and what they didn't tell you was there were little girls there, even with their parents, their uncles, and they were sitting down watching movies, eating cookies, having fun, popcorn, watching films. And Michael said, why does people relate the bed to sex? Which shows you his innocence. But Michael's a big kid.
So what I was saying there, Jermaine, what I would say to you though is, why did he make such huge settlements to people if he was completely innocent?
Because during the time, I believe he was instructed by one of his legal team to do that. And that's why everybody's coming forth now. But I will say this, even when that settlement happened, the father killed himself because of guilt. And then the kid said, Michael never touched him. But he got tired of them dragging him through the mud and this and that. So that's what's going on now.
I can
but
imagine.
the father killed himself because of guilt.
Okay.
How sure can you be, Jermaine, that Michael was completely innocent? He obviously led a very strange, unusual life. We all accept that. You were his brother. I could totally understand why you would want to defend him, right? I was a huge fan of Michael as a performer, probably the greatest performer I've ever seen. But how sure can you be, given that you were not there, that he did not have a side to him that was pretty dark, as this documentary it's very graphic, it's very, it's terrible to watch. How sure can you be, Jermaine?
Pierce, I'm 1,000% sure because Michael was tried by a jury and Pierce, and he was acquitted on all of this because there was no real evidence. There was nothing there. And I would say this, our family are tired. We're very tired. Let this man rest. He did a lot for the world. Let him rest. And I'll just say this. There is no truth to this documentary. But you look at the series of events of Wade shopping book deals, filing the $1.5 billion lawsuit, trying to, and not to say, but he was very close to the family. He even went out with two of my nieces.
What impact is it? Jermaine, let me ask you this. We read reports that Paris, Michael's daughters, had to go into rehab as part of the fallout from the trauma that this documentary has brought her as Michael's daughter and so on. What impact, clearly it's had a huge impact on you as a family, but tell us the impact, the strain that it's had really on all the Jacksons, that this has now come out again, it makes these allegations, Michael's not here to defend himself, you're having to do it for him. But what has the strain been like for the family?
Well, it's been very, very tough because we know we are a family, and when these things happen, we pull together, and the statement that we put out with the estate says it all as well. But I wanted to come on because I've always jumped to my brother's defense, even when he was living and now. But I'm just saying he was tried with all of these things, and even Child Services of Los Angeles cleared him even before the trial in Santa Barbara. And so they had to sling him through the mud, and he was cleared of all of this. So it's nonsense.
Jermaine, do you feel that you're going to forever have to be defending your brother, that there will ever be an end to these allegations and these claims?
I hope so, but we're living in a time where people can say anything and then it's taken the truth. Under oath, he said what he said. They would rather believe a documentary. They would rather believe a documentary than looking at what was said under oath in front of a judge, jury, everything. Absolutely not. He did not touch me. Absolutely not.
It's certainly, I mean, look, there was an interesting story on thedailymail.com that broke yesterday, which was that Wade Robson has not even told his mother, despite her repeated questioning, had always maintained that Michael did nothing inappropriate to him, and then finally said the opposite. And the difficulty, I guess, for anybody on the outside here, Jermaine, is who to believe. You know, you obviously have an inherent belief in your brother that he was a good man.
Come on.
I'm not saying that. No. I'm not saying either way myself. I'm just saying you can see on the outside why people don't know what to think.
There's a story. No. Don't say that, B, because you're putting that out there. Don't say that. The truth of the fact that he was under oath in front of a court and a jury, a judicial system in America, And he stated, absolutely not. I would not be here. I wouldn't stand for it. His mother gets in touch with my ghostwriter, champion Michael's innocence. And just cementing Wade's testimony under oath. So there you have it. But when you look at what has taken place, since then he's been at barbecues with a family and this, and it's just, it doesn't make any sense.
Will you as a family, Jermaine, be taking legal action against the makers of the documentary now?
That's something for the estate. And at the same time, we lost Michael, we lost our father, we're still mourning, we lost a lot. Just leave us alone, leave him alone, let him rest. Please, let him rest. He deserves to rest.
Jermaine, it's good to talk to you. I wish it had been under different circumstances. Normally we talk to you about what you're doing with your other brothers and the band and the music and so on, but obviously this documentary has reared these, ugly claims again, and you're having to defend them, and I respect the fact that you as a brother have come on our show today to do that, so thank you very much.
Thank you.